This is so strange, I can't even wrap my mind around it. Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all are having a wonderful week. I hope everybody is feeling good. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a situation that just recently happened. And you guys, I've been researching this and I cannot hardly wrap my mind around it. There is a lot of information that is out there that I'm going to tell y'all about. And yet there's so many unanswered questions at the same time. Before we get into it, I did want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We just do things more casually over there. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon's for 18 and up. And over there, we just talk about more personal stuff. We go live over there. And there is a $2 tier for all the true crime stuff that cannot go onto YouTube due to their terms and policies. That goes over on my Patreon under the $2 tier. Just make sure you read the full about section and what each tier offers before you join. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Like to Know It. And Like to Know It is a platform where you can find links to a lot of the things that I use, that I love, that y'all ask about. Everything from skincare, hair care, clothing items, workout gear. I mean, literally anything and everything that I want to link over there, I do. And mind y'all, it is now August. So if you are looking for ideas, Christmas shopping for family, for yourself, for friends, I post a lot of stuff over there and I will definitely be posting more stuff. So if you're interested in some recommendations, check out my Like to Know It. All of those platforms are linked down in the description box if you would like to come and check me out. So let me tell y'all about the situation that happened at the Devil's Den. So let's bring it back to really honestly two heroes of this story. And you're going to understand why further in this video. 43-year-old Clinton Brink and 41-year-old Cristen Brink, they had just recently moved to Prairie Grove, Arkansas. Now, according to their social media, the two of them got married back in 2014. Together, they had a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old daughter. Now, it has also been reported that they do have an older daughter as well. Now, like I said before, they had just moved to Prairie Grove, Arkansas, and they came from South Dakota. Clinton was actually getting ready to start working as a delivery driver at Highland Dairy. He transferred from the parent company, Prairie Farms Dairy in South Dakota. Cristen had been licensed as a nurse in Montana and South Dakota before moving to Arkansas, and it's not clear if she had a job lined up yet there. Now, a friend of the couple, Cristen and Clinton, said that the two of them enjoyed playing recreational volleyball with their friends. So, you know, like adult volleyball. They would go out, have a blast, spend time outside, and they were known to even set up volleyball nets at local parks and encourage others to come play as well. This friend also says that Cristen and Clinton were very selfless and unconditional with their love. She said that Cristen would often watch this friend's daughter while she worked, and she said that Cristen would even bring her a plate of food when she brought her daughter back home to her. So sweet and thoughtful. Now, on Saturday, July 26th of this year, 2025, Cristen, Clinton, and their 7- and 9-year-old daughters went out for a hike in the Devil's Den State Park. Now, Devil's Den State Park is nestled in Lee Creek Valley and was actually selected as a state park way back in the 1930s. I mean, it's been around for almost 100 years, or labeled as a state park almost 100 years now. The Civilian Conservative Corps used native materials to build the park's like rustic style. It has all this like wood and stone structures that mirror the surrounding beauty. It now stands as one of the most intact CCC sites in the U.S., and it has very unique rock formations and caverns. It has an 8-acre lake for fishing and pedal boating, and it also has all kind of hiking, backpacking, mountain bike, and horseback riding trails that lead to the surrounding Ozark National Forest. It is in a very rural area, so there's rarely any phone service when you're out there. Devil's Den offers 17 cabins, 135 campsites, with 25 sites with hookups. There's also a cafe, there's a pool. However, the pool's only open during the summertime. And many people every year enjoy going here, so the Brink family decided it was time for them to go and experience it too. And honestly, you guys, when I was looking up this state park, minus the name, it seems amazing. It seems like the type of place that me and my family would definitely want to go to. And honestly, the lack of cell phone service is kind of a plus when you're spending time with just your family. Now, they were planning on going on this hike, and the trail that they picked was about 1.5 miles, and it was only considered to be moderate difficulty. Sadly, though, what seemed like a very fun-filled family day quickly turned into a nightmare. At about 2:40 p.m., authorities learned that Cristen and Clinton had been found deceased on one of the trails at Devil's Den State Park. They had both been stabbed. Their 2 daughters, however, were unharmed, and they were actually the ones who ended up notifying bystanders at the visitor center that something had happened to their parents. Authorities immediately went into investigative mode. Now, here's some of the dispatch audio from that day.
Medic force, circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devil's Den State Park.
We're all sweeping the trail, me and I've got a maintenance person with me, interpreters with first aid kits trying to locate the family.
Hear yells calling for help. We're hiking down.
10-4, we're hearing them too towards the end of the lower part of the Devil's Den Trail. Try to relay to the office that we found the victims down here. They're on the lower Devil's Den Trail. I've got two bodies.
Now, in the first press conference that was done after Cristen and Clinton were found deceased, investigators gave a description of the suspect and said that a witness saw him driving towards the park exit in a black 4-door sedan that may have been a Mazda that had a license plate that was completely covered by electrical or duct tape. So right then and there, if you've got this vehicle that has their license plate covered with duct tape, it tells you that they were planning on probably doing something, right? Most people don't drive around with their license plate covered unless they got something nefarious in mind. Then they asked those who were at the park on Saturday to check their phones for pictures and videos that they may have taken that could have captured the suspect. Now, over the next few days, a composite sketch was released and a photo provided by a witness was also released. In this press release, they also mentioned that the attacker was likely injured in this attack as well. Finally, 4 days after the attack on July 30th of 2025, authorities were able to make an arrest. They tracked 28-year-old Andrew James McGann to Lapita's beauty salon in Springdale, where he actually went to go and get his hair cut. Now, this is about 30 miles away from Devil's Den. Investigators say that they were able to track down Andrew when they spotted his vehicle outside of the salon. They say that they quickly went in, they asked Andrew if he was the owner of the vehicle, and when he said yes, they took him into custody. They also say that they searched his car right then and there at the salon, and this is where they found suspected red bodily fluids. The salon owner has also come out and said that she could tell something was off with Andrew.
I want to start off first by saying my condolences to the Brink family. My thoughts and prayers are with you all. I couldn't sleep last night thinking about them. And they'll always be in my heart. to imagine those little girls. When I saw him, he looked pretty normal. Something did feel off about him. He looked pretty scary. He didn't look like he was okay. He was very timid. He was always with his head down, long hair covering his face. His eyes just looked sunken, pretty kind of like soulless is what I could describe. Didn't want anything cut from the top of his head. He wanted to hide his face. He just wanted a fade on the sides. He didn't really know what he wanted, so I kind of explained to him what kind of haircut would go well with him, with what he had. Yeah, he just didn't want to touch anything from the top.
Now, Andrew has been charged with 2 counts of capital murder, and he's being held in jail with no bond. Since Andrew's arrest, some very disturbing details have come out about him. It has been reported that Andrew had actually just moved to Arkansas from Oklahoma. Now, he had recently been hired by the Springdale Public School Department as a 3rd grade teacher. When I found that out, I was floored. And this is nothing against the Springdale Public School Department in this moment right here, but you're thinking about what we know even just so far in this video. He drove into this state park. He had his license plate covered with duct tape or electrical tape, which means he went in there with the intentions to do something. Then he's off getting a haircut, probably trying to change the way he looks because of this sketch going around. And he's getting ready to go and teach 3rd grade students. Mind you, Cristen and Clinton had a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old. Right in that age range. Terrifying. Fortunately, the school year actually hadn't started yet, so he hadn't been in contact with any of the students, and he was going to be their teacher. But this was not Andrew's first job as a teacher. So far, it seems that Andrew had actually been employed as an elementary school teacher at least 3 or 4 other schools in different states, okay? And you got to think about this young man being a teacher in this many different states in this short period of time. Why? Some of these schools ended up putting out statements saying that Andrew resigned for jobs out of state. They also said that Andrew was subject to a background check when he was hired. So basically the schools are saying, like, listen, we did our due diligence, okay? We did background checks. He was good to go. Every job previous that he had as a teacher, he was not fired. He resigned. So we did our part. That's what basically, in my unprofessional opinion, the schools are saying. It has also been reported that Andrew had previously been placed on leave back in Texas, where he was working as a teacher in 2023 for unprofessional behavior. Reports say that the school got complaints from parents saying that Andrew was getting a little touchy with his girl students.
He eventually told me that him and some other classmates had noticed that Mr. McGann was very touchy and showed a lot of favoritism to certain girls in the class, and that when they would go out for recess, sometimes he would choose one of those girls to stay behind, just one-on-one, him in the classroom while everyone went outside, and that when they'd come back from recess, he would sometimes have the little girl in his lap. And around the same time, he would bring like treats and goodies and stuff, but just for these little girls. And I think the straw that finally, made my son just like snap and spill it all was that he had heard Mr. McGann tell one of the little girls, "If you were older, I would love to marry you." And that just made him deeply uncomfortable, because even at 9, he recognized, like, this is weird, this is weird behavior from a teacher.
He was apparently allowed to just resign after this without any consequences. And I saw one interview from a parent who did with a media source, and she said that her son was in his class, and she was actually concerned about the education that he was getting, because he would let her son just play games, or they would watch like the World Cup instead of doing schoolwork, which to me as a student, thinking back, I've been like, I would have thought he was a cool teacher. However, he would allegedly bring in candy and give it to the little girl. So he's letting the little boys play games on their phones. He's bringing in candy to the little girls. It's probably not enough to actually get fired, right? Like a school could be like, yeah, you're being inappropriate, creepy, but it's not enough to be like, okay, this is a bad guy. Just enough to be like, you're too nice or too friendly. It was also said that he would be outside playing tag with the students, but it was always with the little girls, or playing truth or dare, like very strange. Okay, now investigators have given even more information about Andrew in a press conference that they did after his arrest. Check this out.
Although everyone is innocent until proven guilty, we did confirm this morning that our suspect's DNA has been a positive match to the DNA that we suspected to belong to our suspect at the scene. During an interview with investigators, the suspect indicated that he did commit these murders. We executed a search warrant at his residence. There were articles found there that are consistent with being involved in this particular crime, and I will let Major Rhodes speak more of that, or more to those details. We do believe he acted alone. We have absolutely no reason to believe that there's anyone else involved.
Then they talked about how exactly they believe this happened and how they ended up catching Andrew.
And I kind of want to walk you through how we initiated and progressed through our investigation. So, as you all know, we responded to a call for service at the state parks. Two young children were found and indicated that something had happened to their parents on the trail. That initial information that came from the kids gave us our first starting point, which was a description of a suspect. There was another witness at the park that we encountered that gave us additional information about the suspect and a particular vehicle that he was seen leaving the park. We did our initial release. Other witnesses came forward that were on the trail during the time that the murders occurred that did not see the murders, but brought forth video footage, photographs that they had taken on their day trip to the park. From that, we obtained a photo. We interviewed witnesses and were able to compile a composite sketch of what we believed our suspect looked like. So with that vehicle information, that became critical in identifying our suspect. But as we began to hone in on the vehicle, it became clear that it was a Kia Stinger, and our suspect was identified. And with that, we sought him out and we located him at a local barber shop there in Springdale. We took him into custody.
They also took a moment to talk about how Cristen and Clinton were heroes for protecting their daughters.
Just want to touch real briefly on something that gets lost in this sometimes, and that's the family story. We've spoken to the family quite a few times over the last several days, and what we heard consistently is what a loving mother and father they were, loving husband and wife that they were towards each other. They absolutely protected those girls to their fullest extent, to the point that it cost them their lives. We're in awe of this mom and dad. We're also in awe of these girls. The information that they were able to provide to start us down this path, to be able to make this arrest, it all started with those two little girls. It's incredible. We also don't want to forget that there was a third sister. Thankfully, she was not with the family on the trail that day, but she suffered just as tragic of a loss. Because of that, I would plead with you and the public to please be sensitive to the fact that there's a family that's grieving. It's hard to express, because I can't understand it, what they're going through. Misinformation hurts. Speculation hurts. When they read things, when we talked to them earlier today, they expressed that to us, that they're reading things in social media, they're reading things that are just simply not true. People are speculating, they're talking about things that are not factual, and it hurts. there's no place for that.
And I agree completely. As a mother, and I'm sure any of y'all as a parent, even if you're a dog parent, you think about what you would do to save the one that you love or to protect them. And that's exactly what Clinton and Cristen did. And Cristen then at the end even getting the girls away from him and giving their lives to protect their two girls. Now, in a Q&A portion of the press conference, they said that they believe that Clinton was attacked first.
So the information that we have is that the husband was attacked first. The mother did not return all the way to the car with the kids. We believe that the mother took them to safety and then returned to help her husband.
The lead investigator then went on to say that they believe that this was just a random attack and that the Brink family had no known association with Andrew. He did say, though, that the investigation is not stopped and they're still trying to figure out every detail that they can. They're still waiting on testing for items that they found at his home and so on. But they did say that Andrew had been fully cooperative. Here's some footage from Andrew's first appearance in court.
You should know you have the right to be represented by an attorney. A free attorney will be appointed if you can't afford one. You're not required to say anything today. Anything you say can be used against you. You also have a right to communicate with your counsel, your family or friends, and a reasonable means will be provided for you to do that. I've been presented with an affidavit of indigency this morning from Mr. Parrish. I'm going to sign off on that and appoint the public defender's office to your case moving forward to represent you.
Your Honor, with that said, once the court is appointed, the law requires I appoint two attorneys to represent him who are death qualified. I will be doing so. I have 7 to 10 days to do that.
Yes, certainly, Mr. Parrish. I'll give you his next court date when we finish this. The bond is set at no bond right now with your next court appearance for August 25th of this year at 7:45 a.m. That's going to be your arraignment date at the detention center.
The state has already come out and said that they are not going to waive the DP in this case at all. The Brink family has since come out and said that Cristen and Clinton were heroes and that they appreciate privacy at this time. How unreal is this? What was this guy thinking? What was going on? It also makes me think about the Idaho situation. Absolutely no real ties to BK, no real motive, just evilness, sadistic. What was going on? I wonder if in this situation, this was a man who had very sick thoughts and things that he did in private. I don't know. And he was a teacher and he was around his obsession, we'll just say, whatever he was wanting the whole time. And he thought he was going to drive up in that park and get it. I think he was after the two girls. That's exactly what I think. And I think the parents got in the way. And to think that he was a teacher, like he was going to get somebody, that's what he thought, until he was taken down. Let me know what y'all think about this. Other than that, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please pray for this family. Pray for these two girls. Reports say that there is another sibling as well. I don't know for 100% sure, but that is what reports say. And just pray for this family. Let me know what y'all think down below. Other than that, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.